Hi, it's Dr. Ronald Lett from the Canadian Network for International Surgery. I have the pleasure of welcoming you to this post-conference workshop after the 2021 Bethune Roundtable. Our topic today will be remote teaching in the COVID and the post-COVID era. We have a series of presentations, all from people working with or for the CNIS. I will introduce the CNIS experience. Following this, Dr. Fanon Ujo and Dr. Rafat Noor will present on basic email and survey training. How do you get people that are not that digital literate to participate remotely? Dolores and Chris will present on setting up a YouTube channel and how to set up a Zoom account. And Terry Morrison will present on how the CNIS developed a recording studio. We'll take a break then with live Q&A. Following this, Rafat will talk about how to do quantitative and qualitative surveys. Rajan will talk about conducting a scientific conference. And Isaac will present on learning management systems. We will then have another live Q&A. As you can see, teaching remotely takes a team. It's labor intensive, and we've got a lot of labor involved. So my presentation is on the CNIS experience of conducting remote courses and meetings in Africa. Before you go ahead and do training, you have to have preparation. You must have at least 2 preparatory meetings with your African colleagues. You should have the IT person on site and the academic leader on site in attendance. From Canada, you need to have a host and a co-host for task sharing. In Africa, you should make sure you have the best Wi-Fi service available. You may want to pay for an upgrade for the duration of the teaching sessions. Participants should enter Zoom meetings and other facilities from their own mobile phones. That will reduce the burden on the Wi-Fi network by using their data. Again, you may have to help by paying for some digital time. Those mobile phones should be muted. They should only have audio from the institutional laptop. Everyone should wear earphones or headsets. And mobile devices should have personal names, not that of the manufacturer. Otherwise, you'll have 3 students called Techno, another called Samsung, and it's not very interactive. You want to have their mobile phones become their name tags. At CNIS, we've used Zoom for quite some time, and we find it has a lot of useful features. You can screen share, and that's very important. Screen share is really your friend. You can take all sorts of different media and make it available. Chat is very helpful as you can communicate, and if you're doing it remotely, sometimes there's problems with feedback and echo, but that doesn't occur with chat, and sometimes you just do all your communications through the chat line. The chat line is also useful to share links, so people can open up various documents remotely. Polls is a feature of Zoom, but it has to be enabled. It can be difficult to enable it sometimes, and if you have any problem, go onto the support line and don't stop with the chat line, which gives you automatic results. Ask for an agent and you will get one, and they will help you. You can live stream your class to YouTube, so it's available so people can watch it simultaneously or in the future. So as I said, screen share is your friend. The apps that you must want to use for a session must be open. Here you can see my screen share open from Zoom. You can share Microsoft Forms. Google Forms too, although I always use Microsoft, so I have no experience with the Google Forms. You can share PowerPoint, standard PowerPoint, or PowerPoint videos. I actually recommend recording videos. That way you don't need to deal with the delay between the audio presentation and the visual presentation. You can share YouTube videos, and you can use apps like Quizzy or Kahoots to have games out of your questions. When you go to share videos and other things that have audio on them, you will notice in the corner of the sharing facility, it says share sound. You must activate that or no one will hear you. Again, breakout rooms can be used, one laptop at each table. So let's talk about screen sharing Microsoft Forms. You saw Microsoft Forms on my laptop or on my desktop. So you click on Microsoft Forms. Now, you want the students to participate and fill out the form. Ideally, they would send your emails in advance and you could send them a link, but that usually doesn't happen. So after you've opened it, you'll see in the corner here how to share. And you can then copy a link from the Microsoft Forms, and then you put it in the chat line of your Zoom call and you forward it to everyone. They click on that and then they can complete the quiz questions, the surveys, whatever you've got in Microsoft Forms. YouTube videos. I find making your own YouTube videos makes sure you are preparing material that is for your students rather than taking something that was more generic. When you do a YouTube video, it must be open for broadcast. CNIS has a YouTube channel, but you don't want to have the YouTube channel and then click down through the various layers till you get to the actual video for broadcast. You have that open. And here you can see a video that we have on a video series on expert thinking. Here I've got a close-up on share sound, crucial to showing a YouTube video or even a PowerPoint video. Quizzy. It's an excellent way of teaching. Here you see the quiz station. That game you can find at quiz.com. If you go to quiz.com, I can see my library of lectures or quiz questions that I have for the students. I click on one and it will show this screen here, which is joinmyquiz.com, and it has a code on it. The student then goes to their phone and they enter the code. They go to joinmyquiz.com on their phone, enter the code, and then they will enter the quiz questions. And the quiz questions are fun. It has whistles and bells and prizes and leaderboards. And afterwards, then you can go through the questions. So here is Juba is the capital of the South Sudan, true or false? And you can go through the questions and make sure everybody understands the answers. Polls is a feature of Zoom. They're a little bit difficult to enable. I found I had to go to the support line to get mine enabled, and then you prepare for your own meeting. You can't do it for other people's meetings in advance with a poll. So here you see poll, and Zoom in its wisdom has made the issue of where you activate it is behind, way over here, behind at the other end. So you have a poll, you activate it, Then once you've activated it, it will show up on your screen, and when you want the participants to do the poll, you launch the poll. When you're finished, there's another hot button there where you can push it to end the poll. Breakout rooms and going live are also features of Zoom. Breakout rooms also have to be enabled. You may have to ask for help, go to the support line. Don't use the support chat. Actually, when you go in the support chat, say live agent, please, and get somebody to help you. They're actually very helpful. So breakout rooms can be used for small groups, for skills, for discussions, and actually for coffee breaks as well if you're having a scientific meeting. Going live occurs at the very end here under you. There is a point here for extra or more. I can't take a picture of that. Whenever I went to snip more, it disappeared. And you can see here, once you have gone live, it will appear live here. So when you want to go live, you click on go. You have to have your YouTube channel open, or it will direct you to your YouTube channel. You go through a couple screens where you have to agree to everything, and then your class will be live, which will be useful for students that might not have got onto Zoom, or for students to review later. So that's my presentation on the introduction of the CNIS experience. We're now going to go to Fannin and Rafat on emails and surveys, followed by Dolores and Chris on setting up YouTube channels and Zoom accounts, followed by Terry, who will show how we've made the CNIS office into a recording studio. We'll take a break for questions. Then we'll look at how to do a quantitative and qualitative survey, how to conduct scientific conferences, and learning management systems like Moodles, followed by question and answers again. It's been a big struggle to become capable of teaching remotely, but now it's becoming actually a lot of fun, and we are enjoying it, and we're getting much better at it as time goes on.